All right, so I'm sitting here with my little brother. Should we just say it straight off the bat? Should we just break the big news about you in X Games?
What?
Maddie is not riding in X Games. I just want to go
Do
and
you
say
really
that,
have to
all
say
right?
that?
Maddie is not riding in X Games, but you are looking at the newest judge at X Games. Maddie is officially going to be an X Games judge, and that is just crazy to me. But like, I'm not saying crazy because I'm like, how did they make him a judge? Like, I completely understand why they made him a judge, but what's crazy to me is just like, you were a kid that was at X Games, like watching it, obsessed with it, and now you are literally going to be working it. So what do you have to say about that?
I kind of am still a little bit in shock. I mean, I can't believe I even got a text message about the whole entire thing. But, obviously it would be really cool to ride in it. But if we can't get on that ship, we're getting on the next one. And I am going to potentially be judging the X Games this year.
Potentially, isn't it happening? Or are you just saying like what ifs? Like if
Well, yeah, I mean, what ifs? I mean,
happens,
the first message went through, the first phone call went through, but I'm just saying, you never know.
But he will be judging the X Games, and what I am super excited about is Matty's. He's well rounded. He knows every aspect of BMX, and the fact that he's going to be able to judge, park, dirt, street. What am I missing here?
Best
And the best tricks as well. He's done pretty much a version of every single trick out there. I'm not saying he's done every single trick, but he knows exactly how hard front flips and 720s and multiple spins or tail whip stuff. So I think it's going to be huge for somebody like Matty to step in and judge. And
I 1,000% pride myself on everything I've grown into in BMX. I've seen every version of it from Scott alone, and then ridden every aspect of BMX myself. And being in the judging position, I take it extremely seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, like, I'm the most honest man I know.
He really is.
Honestly.
He really is. Like he literally can't lie or ever like screw anybody over at all. I mean, I'm the same exact way. I'm not like saying like, oh yeah, he's one, I'm not. No, yes, we both are. But I'm just talking for him right now. But Matty's been on this judging kick for the past year. He actually goes and watches competitions, like old competitions, and judges them, like without, like being a part of it or having any reason to do it. That's how serious he takes it. So.
Well, yeah, we've been doing that for years, though, just watching over contests in general, and I feel like that's
But you literally go out of your way by yourself and do it now. So I just think it's important to point that out.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to point out to all the riders, since I am friends with all the riders, and so are you, is like we want the riders to be able to talk to the judges and be able to talk about the course, what's hard to ride, what to expect, what the judging criteria is going to be like, because the truth is BMX is not cookie cutter. It is never the same. We want the riders to be more like able to talk to the judges like confidently and be able to
judging should be an open book, and over the years it's supposed to be. Like there is
especially
always
in BMX.
Yeah, there's always a riders meeting or a judges meeting where like generally, especially at the USA BMX contest that I already judge right now, we always talk to all the riders before every single event, every single age group and everything. We let them know what we're going to be looking for. If they have any questions, we talk to them about clearing courses, anything to make the rider more comfortable on that day. So that's how it should be. I don't know. I'm not going to be the guy who could change everything, but
it's the start though.
That's the way it should be.
And it's like it's not even like, oh yeah, he's going to say that in front of all the group of riders, so they're not like. They don't want to like speak up.
Yeah.
Like you can literally just come and ask him a question about it and talk about it. He's going to be able to talk to the judges and give you an answer, and you guys can work together and come up with a conclusion. Because there's been plenty of times over the years where I've ridden competitions and like the courses just suck, and like the judging criteria like it changes because the riders start riding a different way. Like it's just how it is. BMX is not a cookie cutter sport. It's always different, and it's always going to be that way. I can't see it changing anytime soon. So if that's the case, we want to do the best we can to make it a little bit more easier for the judges and riders to connect on there. So this is going to be pretty epic. I'm super happy for him. It looks like I'm going to be announcing this year. I'm waiting for my contract.
We're in.
But I heard that I was announcing this year, so I don't want to go there and be like, yeah, I'm announcing, and it turn out I'm not. But like, I love being a part of X Games. X Games is and always will be just like the ultimate BMX event for me. Like, I mean, the fact that I was able to watch them growing up as a kid on TV and then be able to compete in them and now be able to announce them is just nuts. The fact that he's judging it is just crazy. I just can't believe it. I'm so psyched on it. Last year's X Games was so good. Like, it
Looked
was unreal. It was amazing on TV. It was so good being there. And like, all of you that are going to be watching this video, if you guys are able to make it out to the X Games, don't miss out. This is an amazing opportunity. It's going to be in Ventura again. I'm so excited about it, especially after last year. You're going to get more of the same. X Games is working to bring back that feeling of X Games, bring back those epic moments. And in this video, we wanted to talk about Matty's big news, but also me and Matty were going to have a little bit of conversation about the things that we think that X Games should change to make it even better for this year.
Yeah.
And we were like talking off the camera about a couple different things, and I figured we'll just go sport to sport, and we will just talk about what we would like to see differently. Like, not say sport to sport, I mean discipline.
In BMX,
discipline.
we only know BMX.
I'm not gonna be like,
guys.
motorcycles, they need bigger engines. No,
Skateboards.
I'm not saying that. Like, no, I'm saying in BMX, because I think there is room for improvement that's going to make the whole, feel, the whole vibe, the whole show itself better for the riders and also for the people that are watching. So let's start off with BMX Park. BMX Park over the years has gone from a crazy, typical park course that had street stuff in it. It used to actually be called street.
Yeah.
Like, I am technically a street gold medalist because they changed it in 2008 to BMX Street and BMX Park. But the courses have changed drastically over the years. There was a time where it was very like old school park, and then it turned into this crazy super park where I had like that tail up into that ridiculous rolling,
and
like,
that was
nuts.
Those skate parks alone
were scary.
They were tall,
but
that
created epic moments, for X Games, for BMX in general. But then X Games started having skateboards and BMX riding the same course, and that's when things kind of got tame. Okay, I'm gonna go out there and say it. I think that the courses are putting a limiter on the BMX park riders, and they are not able to ride to their potential. They keep on inviting these world-class BMX riders, these guys that are training for the Olympics, these guys that are going to all these big, crazy events and inventing these crazy tricks. They show up there, and then they have the smallest box jump to do their tricks on.
Yeah, it's really like it's like giving a painter a canvas, but giving him one paint color.
Yeah.
It's like trying to
or
do your best
giving him all the paint colors.
And a very small canvas.
And the tiniest canvas.
It's like,
be like, hey, do what you can.
Yeah, they're just not allowing it to the full potential. And obviously, it's a beautiful idea having both the BMXers and skaters be able to use the same park. Because, yes, both of them are professional athletes, and they are capable of riding anything that you put in front of them. And you do see that. Over the years, there's been some unbelievable moments that have happened, even on these, newly designed skate BMX parks. But once you start kind of pulling back on one and catering maybe to another side, like, you are going to limit what these dudes are used to riding. And you could go in a different direction, I should say. And I think the moments and the BMX riding that you will see is going to be, it's going to feel like that.
Because what we want to see, this is our plea to X Games, to California skate parks. We would love to see, you're making 5-foot box jumps. Just give us at least 6 foot. We want a 10-foot deck, and we want the run-up so these guys can do these epic tricks that everybody is going to be talking about. That's going to help the riders. It's going to help X Games. And I know these skateboarders can ride a 6-foot box jump. If you could even make it a hip, just put a transition on the side, and then they have a nice 6-foot hip to ride. I know that they would love that. These guys are top-notch, so that's my plea, okay? Just at least give these guys a proper box jump.
The box jump will change everything. Literally everything.
Like, and just think about it, they keep on doing best trick as well. You have all these heavy hitters in best trick. Give these guys a ramp to be able to do their real best tricks on. You will not regret it. So that's my plea for Park right there, and I think you agree, right?
I'm 1,000%.
All right, we're done on that one.
Case closed.
We're going to move on to BMX Street. Last year was awesome.
It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, and everything was rideable.
Yeah.
And that was the difference maker. And I want even, if I was going to have any complaint, I just want more stuff rideable. I want things that they look like they are just part of the build that have coping on them. Like, I want everything to be rideable.
I think the creativity can go forever in the street stuff. Like with a skate park, you're limited. If you do a box jump and a quarter pipe, it goes a long way. In street, you can make things that don't even look like they're supposed to be rideable into things that you're going to see the best trick you've ever done, or the most creative things ever done. Like last year is that giant wall ride. I don't even know what that thing was.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Even though I know like a lot of street people would be like, oh, but that's more park. Okay, I get that. If you watch any, high level street park, they find these creative setups and they do ridiculous stuff on it.
Every street rider does it.
So just make like transfer gaps to walls, stuff like that. Just like let's just make crazy stuff and let these guys have fun. I mean, last year was awesome. Kevin, man, he rode amazing, and like everybody loved it. Everybody was so happy for him, and like I just want to see more of that. I think we're on the right track. So let's do what we did last year. Let's make everything rideable. Let's give all these guys as many options, because the people that are going to be tuning in, whether they are BMX riders or just regular viewers, if they see some kind of tower that turns into a wall ride, like, dude, nobody's gonna hate on that.
Yeah.
Everybody across the board can ride all that stuff, and they want to ride. They want to just be challenged, and that I think that's important.
So I think creativity and options.
Yeah, options
is realistically what we're
anything
searching
that
for
can be
here.
ridden.
Yeah.
Let's just make it rideable. So moving on, we're gonna go to BMX Dirt right now. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than last year. Last year was. It was unbelievable. The BMX Dirt and the BMX Dirt Best Trick, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people agree, was the best event at X Games.
It was unbelievable.
That felt like X Games from the past. Like, it was amazing. And shout out to the riders for showing up and bringing their A game, but shout out to the builders for making top-notch dirt jumps that are giving these guys the ability to do all their tricks. And that goes back to Park 2. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
give
clear...
them the platform, and they'll do it. They will make it happen.
That was it. So this year, I've had some talks that, like, there's some ideas getting thrown around for options of, like, different takeoffs. So, like, let's say if there's, like, a first jump, one would be, like, a steep kicker, one would be, like, a longer kicker.
I love it.
That would be pretty epic.
I love it. Even one option like that, I think, can expand a lot.
But imagine the first jump, like, you have guys that are doing so many different style tricks on it. But imagine if you had, like, one jump that was, like, 5 feet longer with like a mellower, bigger takeoff, and then you have one that's like like a poppier one.
It's almost like your backflip kicker and your front flip kicker.
Exactly, something like that. But what we want to see is more of the same from last year. Listen, just make these jumps, give these guys the ability to do their crazy tricks, and they will show up and do it. And I can't wait to be there and watch it.
Pretty much just need one big jump, and then the rest that makes sense to get through. They can't be too much of a reach for the riders to get through, and I think that's like the main part of it. 'Cause especially the last jump and the first jump, you're going to get your tricks.
Very important to make those right size-wise. So, yeah, I think you guys know what we're saying. We just want to see more of the same on that one. So, now we have the best tricks as well. I mean, those are self-explanatory. Those are the BMX events, but there's one that just got added that I am super happy to announce. The women finally have an event at X Games for BMX Park, and I am so psyched on this. Like, the women have been riding amazing over the years, and they are bringing the heat. I mean, if you go back and you watch the Olympics in BMX Park, like, that was one of the best BMX competitions I've ever seen. Like, I mean, ever. It was amazing. It was so exciting. And to be able to give them another opportunity, instead of every 4 years waiting for the Olympics, to have X Games once a year, maybe even twice a year, whether they do other X Games or not, who knows, but at least once a year to be able to get an X Games gold medal for the women is just so cool, and I'm so happy for the women that they're able to finally get their shot at X Games, and yeah, you're going to be judging them as well. So
it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited.
I didn't see who got like invited yet or anything like that. Like, I haven't like asked or seen any of that, but I'm sure there's going to be a great group of the women showing up there and being able to put on a show for everyone. I think that's going to be pretty epic.
Yeah, it's going to be an unbelievable X Games,
I think it's going to be guaranteed, but man, it could be that much better than even last year, which was an unreal event if we can get these changes done. So anybody out there at X Games World that happen to see this, I swear to you, you will not be disappointed if you allow these changes for BMX. It's going to help everything across the board. The riders are going to love it. The viewers are going to love it. It's just going to be a positive thing for everyone out there. Just one quick last reminder, if you guys are thinking about going to X Games, you guys can go to xgames.com. I'll put the link in the description so you can go check out tickets. And then also when time gets near, I'm sure there will be other announcements that X Games does. Usually they'll randomly do like a BMX street event. Like, I'm looking forward to see if there's anything like that coming up. I have no idea. But if there is, I will let you guys know immediately. So, and I'll also let you guys know how to watch the X Games when it gets closer. So let's do our part. Let's keep BMX alive. Let's keep X Games alive. Let's show up. Let's watch this event, and let's just enjoy this sport while we can. But that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys have any other ideas that X Games should add, why don't you guys put it in the comments down below? I'd be curious to see what some of the viewers, some of the fans would want to see different about the X Games. Last year was amazing, but if there's an opportunity to make things better, we want to hear about it. And I'm sure X Games does too. But either way, we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.